Then we next have Silencer. Jaffar crits on attack rolls of 18, 19, and 20. That's going to be extremely important. So we'll go ahead and put that into my critical damage calculator here and mark that as 18. So now any damage he does has a higher chance to crit. We'll take a look at Clawpaw's submission here for Jaffar the Red Scorpion and start from the top. Okay, so Jaffar's AC, we have 24. And then after that we have 20 D10 hit dice. So let's throw in the stats of 15 strength, 30 dex, 12 constitution, 19 intellect, 14 wisdom, and 7 charisma. And we're up to 110 hit points. And we got that set up, so let's take a look into our monster skills section and see what we have. So we have 3 saving throws of strength, intellect, and dexterity, giving 2 effective AC. After we have the saving throws, we got, let's see here, damage vulnerabilities to fire, cold, lightning, acid, radiant, thunder, force, bludgeoning, slashing, piercing. And then we have damage immunities to poison, necrotic, and psychic. So we can at least put the damage immunities in, giving us 25% more hit points for poison, necrotic, and psychic. Let's see, yes, it's part of its curse. He will take damage a lot. Okay, so then we will put vulnerabilities in, which will have his hit points. Let's take a look at the monster traits for Jaffar the Red Scorpion. So we have Assassinate. If Jaffar attacks a surprised creature, he rolls with advantage, and he hits the attack. It's treated as a critical hit. We do have Ambusher, which is very similar in some cases where the creature has advantage on attack rolls against any creature it has surprised. So let's go ahead and throw Ambusher in for the Assassinate ability here. We have Left Without Trace. Jaffar can take the Disengage as well as the Dash action as a bonus action. He can also take the Hide action as a bonus action if he is in dim, light, or darkness. Alright, so that is, let's see here, that's basically Nimble Escape. And then also you're getting Dash as well. So we'll go ahead and throw in Nimble Escape here as a marker for Left Without Trace. We have Avoidance. Jaffar the Red Scorpion is subjected to an effect that allows him to take a saving throw to only take half damage. He instead takes no damage if he succeeds on the saving throw and only half if he fails. So very simple, we just throw in ambush or Avoidance here for +1 effective AC. And now we can take a look at Dire Eye. And this creature has to make a saving throw. On a failed save, they're stunned until the start of its turn. And we can mark that as like 10 effective DPR for that, and it's only 1 round anyway, so 10 effective DPR is pretty good for the Dire Eye there. So what I'm going to do is, now with my little extra section here, I'm going to go ahead and click that and throw in 10 extra DPR for Dire Eye. Then we have Toxicity. All poison damage ignores resistance and immunities of his targets, as well as immunity against the poison condition. Alright, that's cool. Toxicity will do no effect. Well, no immediate effect, I should say. Then we next have Silencer. Jaffar crits on attack rolls of 18, 19, and 20. That's going to be extremely important. So we'll go ahead and put that into my critical damage calculator here and mark that as 18. So now any damage he does has a higher chance to crit. And then lastly, we have Exodus. If Jaffar rolls a 20 on an attack roll, the target is reduced to 0 hit points and fails 1 death save. Let's see. You need a 20 to hit, and that's only 5% of the time. So then we would want to take the average hit points for a level 20 player for all classes. So whatever it is, without modifications to the hit points. Constitution scores and whatnot, we could work this out, and then from there, we would only take 5% of that total damage. That's a little beyond the scope of what we're going to try and do here, so let's throw in 20 extra DPR for Exodus. I think that might be a fair way to add that in. So we're just going to add in plus 20 more here, just for the heck of it, for 30 more DPR for this Exodus. We are now done with the, let's see here, we're done with the monster traits. Let's move into the actions of Jaffar here and see what we have to work with. So we have, let's see here, plus 16 to hit on the Scorpion Sting, which is the ranged weapon. So that 2 hit should also be 16. So I'm going to throw that in for both attacks. Alright, so let's take a look at our multi-attack here. We have Jaffar makes 3 attacks. 2 with his Scorpion Sting and 1 with his Death Angel's Howling. So the Scorpion Sting, we've got 3d8 plus 8. Let's see, 3d8 plus 8. Not entirely sure where the plus 8's coming from. If anything, it should be plus 10, because it's a dexterity weapon, right? 23 average damage to hit. Plus, we're doing 8d6 poison damage, so we have 28 there, which is perfectly fine. and then the target has to make a con save or take an additional 2d8 poison damage and being poisoned for 24 hours. So we're gonna throw in another d8 of poison damage there. All right, and then because we're potentially hitting 2 separate targets for the Scorpion Sting, those would be hit with Poisoned Condition, which is very similar to the Troglodyte Stench. And Troglodyte Stench gives us 1 AC, expecting at least 1, maybe 2 characters in melee, probably 1 because of the same rules for Heated Body and the Azure. So what I'm going to do is, because we're dealing 2 different targets, possibly poison damage here, I'm going to say +2 AC there for Scorpion Sting and poisoning someone. We've worked out the Scorpion Sting. We now look at Death Angel's Howling, which is a melee weapon. We are at 2d12, and let's see, 12, and more than likely this would also be a dex-based weapon. So then we also have 3d8 necrotic damage, so we can do that there. And we've got 13.5 for that. And then the target is now marked with a number. An attack roll of 1 to 5 equals 5, 6 to 10, 4, 11 to 15, 3, 16 to 22. The number decreases by 1 at the end of the marked creature's turn. If the number goes down to 0, the creature dies and the number disappears. More than likely, that will be taken care of. In theory, players will work that out. I would say give that the averages, but we'll go with just base case here of players are wiping out this death number here from the Death Angel's Howling. Let's put this all together here and see what we have for attack number 1 totals. We've got 23.5 plus 28 plus 9 average damages totaling 60.5 for the Scorpion Sting. And then we have, let's see here, 23 plus 13.5 for 36.5 coming from the Death Angel's Howling. And then lastly, we also have reactions. Dodge. If Jaffar sees an attack targeting him, he can add a +5 to his AC. So this is simply shield, and I will just come on over here and add shield in. So, we've got everything set up here. Let's take a look at our multi-attack again, and we can do the Sting twice. So we'll have 6.5 twice here, and then we can do the Death Angel's Howling for a total of 157.5 damage. Round 1 through 3 will just be the multi-attacks because we don't really have to worry too much more about anything else from the monster traits going on here. So, drum roll please as we take the multi-attack and multiply it by 3. CR20! There you go. You have an evenly rated monster Clawpaw. Congratulations.